The Mcrib is back, and that means so is ours. Only better and bigger than ever. We have lots to do, ladies and gentlemen, because not only are we, of course, making our own ribs and cooking them, we're also going to make our own loaf of French bread to go with this. We're going to start with that. There's a couple risings involved. Whether you do what we do or buy a loaf already done and then just shortcut the whole thing is going to be great. Great. First, the bread. Into the bowl of a stand mixer, I'm going to put 1.5 tablespoons of dry active yeast, followed up by 2 cups of warm water. Think baby's bath water temperature. And a couple tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2. Give it a little stir. Don't have anything here, I'll use this. Once it starts creating little bubbles on the top, like a little foamy patch of bubbles, that's how you know your yeast is working. If that doesn't happen, you got trouble. You need to give this about 3-4 minutes. And after a few minutes, you can see this little foamy patch. This is what we've been waiting for. The yeast is working, ladies and gentlemen. So here's what we do. Now we're going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, like that. Put in about 2 cups of flour. Sorry, my hand's covering up your shot probably. That's okay. And then we'll put our dough hook on. Put it down. We'll lock it. We'll start to move it. Move it? We'll start to
spin it.
Spin it? We'll start to do this.
Mix it.
Mix it. So we've got basically 5 cups of all-purpose flour to mix into this. We're going to do a little bit at a time. We want everything mixed beautifully. Stop it, give it a little scoosh down the sides, wipe, and continue. Now we can add a little more flour. We're going to incorporate as much flour as we need to until we get a smooth, slightly elasticy, sticky-ish ball of dough. More flour, more flour. The sides. And by the way, you could do this by hand. 100%. I probably couldn't because I'm not a baker, but you could. You just need to do all this mixing really well. Keep mixing, keep kneading until you get where we're going to end up in a minute. We get it to the point where it pulls away from the sides, is soft, smooth, and elastic. Hey, I just had an idea. What if, just go with me on this, we added a little garlic powder to this? Could that be a bad thing?
Can't.
Not in the least, right? I'm not going to go crazy. Good. Maybe a teaspoon or so.
Okay.
Oh, more flour. Hey, you can hear the resistance tightening a little bit. Like it's having to work harder. More flour. Hey, don't come out. Come on. You shithead. Hear it slowing? It's getting worked in there, baby. You can see it's starting to come away from the sides now. There's still more work to do, but it's getting close. So I started with 5 cups of flour. I mean, I might need a little more. Hard to know until you're there. So if you stop and look at it, it's actually pretty good. It's not too sticky. Let's just take it down. Let's just get it back going again. Let me just scoop this a little bit. And then back we go. I don't always shave, but when I do, I only use Harry's. Okay, so funny voice, yes, but it's the truth. For the longest time now, I've been using Harry's and I'm in love. Look, here's how you start a company. You find a product that needs fixing and you fix it. That's what the Harry's founders did. They were sick and tired, as everybody is generally, sick and tired of buying expensive blades at the supermarket. And by the way, not very good ones at that. So they start their own company. They call it Harry's. The blades come from Germany. They're amazing. And since they want you to be a fan, just like I am, they're making a crazy offer. Here's what it is. For only $3, see that? 3 of those, you get your trial offer, which consists of the weighted handle with the textured rubber grip. I love that. A 5-blade razor cartridge, foaming shave gel, which is perfect, and a travel cover to take care of your blades when you are on the road so you don't cut yourself reaching into your DOP kit. Max just went, DOP kit? Yes, that's a little a personal grooming kit that a man would put like razors in and hair gel and shampoo, you know, little travel size guys, tampons, condoms, you know, that kind of thing. A little zip up thing you throw it in your suitcase. DOP kit. Oh, and by the way, they just came out with their sharpest blades ever. Didn't raise the price. Refill starting as low as $2. And the gardeners making noise a couple houses behind me could probably be doing an amazing job on that lawn if they only had Harry's razors in their lawnmower. Which is actually a very good idea. Maybe here's an idea. Harry's lawnmowers coming soon to a garden shop near you. And you can redeem your trial offer for only $3 when you go to harrys.com/Sam the Cooking Guy. Don't be foolish. Don't go back to the store. Listen to me. Go to harrys.com/Sam the Cooking Guy. Get your starter kit. You're going to be so happy. Tiny bit more. You look in there, you can see it's pulling away from the sides. It's not sticking anymore. The bottom's all clean. This looks like our moment has come. So let's pull it up and look. Tiny bit more, I think. Just a tiny bit more flour. That's it. Okay, for me, that's it. Okay, so we take it off the hook, get it in a ball, pick it up, incorporate it into one big, beautiful round ball, bring everybody kind of to a knot at the bottom, and then we drop it into a big bowl that's been lightly greased, towel over the top, and away it goes. I put it inside. It's by my stove. It's not hot in there, but it's not cold. It likes to rise in a sort of warmish, cozy little spot. Because my oven's on for the ribs and then the bread, it's a perfect spot for it. So just sitting by it. 1 hour, then we're going to take it out, shape it, let it rise again, then we can bake it. In the meantime, let's get our ribs going, because they got to go in too. These, 2 long racks of pork back spare ribs. We're going to cook them so they're so tender you can pull the bones out. But we got to prep them a bit first. By prepping, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the eating of them much easier by removing this membrane that runs down the back. And here's how you do it. Take a little knife, and on top of one of the bones, just release it. This membrane is slick and slippery. The best thing you can do is paper towel. By grabbing that little piece and then pulling, and beautiful.
Wow, you've been really good this year.
One piece. Look at that grossness. Look, you can eat this. It's not that big a deal, but God, who wants to? Right, so then the other one, right? We grab half. That's typically what happens. You get like half of it off. Oh, it comes off. Almost all of it. There we go. Okay, now address other things that are here that are not necessary. Like this little clump of fat. Get rid of that. We're good. Okay, let's give these a rub that we will make right now. All right, we begin with a little bowl, and we have the following. 1/4 cup brown sugar. Looks like that to me. 1/4 cup smoked paprika. Looks like that to me. Same amount of kosher salt. Same amount of black pepper. And a couple teaspoons of garlic powder. Same of onion powder. And about a teaspoon of cayenne. Beautiful. And we mix. With our mixing hand. Max, you're okay when I mix with my hands when it's dry?
Better than wet.
Okay. Season our ribs. And we season, starting with the back. I'd be generous here. You can be, it's okay. And this guy. And of course we've made way more rub than we need, but I'm gonna tell you right now, having this is always a good thing. We flip. These are pork back ribs, by the way, for those of you that might be wondering. And now, here we go again, top side. Next we're gonna add some plain white vinegar to the pan. This will help it steam and will help make the ribs beautifully tender, and that's what we're going for. So this is maybe a half a cup or something I've just dumped in there. Probably not much more than that, and that'll be fine. Now we cover it up really well with foil. Here's what we want. We want this super tight. We want it steaming inside this like a big envelope. We don't want the steam escaping. And again, and we're there. And here we are. They're beautiful. And in the shadow of the gardening over at Astro's house, this is now going into a 350 oven for 2.5 hours. Tender, scrumptious, fantastic, and the bones will just pull right out. It's been an hour, our dough has risen. Let's have a look. And it looks like this. Nice, huh? That's easily twice the size of when it went in there. So now we do what's called punching it down, and it's a fun thing to do. We basically want to deflate it. My technique is 3 fingers like thus. Boom. And then this, and then down it goes a little bit. So now here's what we want to do. We want to take this kid out. I'm going to put a little flour on the surface here so we don't stick. And then, as they say, we'll turn him out. That's what they say.
I don't think they do.
The word turn it out is what they say. I'm a professional cook. I think I would know. So now this will make 2 loaves. I need 1 big loaf. I don't need it to be this size when this whole thing, because it's going to rise again. So I'm going to use 3/4 of this, which is here. I'll save this for something else. For just a little baguette thing. So here's what I want to do. Now I want to roll this out. So we do this. We get this into a nice rectangle. You know, I always say I don't like baking. It's too complicated. But then when I get to this point of something, I start to feel like there's a real achievement happening. And maybe it's because I'm doing something that I don't normally do. And maybe don't want to do, but look, the only way you grow is by pushing yourself and doing shit that you don't think you can do. Right, boys?
Right.
Nobody got better from doing the same thing all the time. Okay, so this looks like I'm almost long enough for this thing. It is going to get a little bigger. So let's do this. Now we're going to roll it up. And starting with this long side here, I'm just rolling and rolling. Come on, don't stick on me now, man. Why would you do that to me? Why would you just piss me off like that? Now, I'm just rolling back and forth. We kind of want that seam to work its way in. I'm just going to tuck these little ends under a bit. We're going for uniform here, and I mean, I'm going to do my best to get us there. And when you think you have what you want, we've got to get them back onto the baking sheet. The baking sheet has been lightly greased with butter. Now we'll pick the kid up and we'll go boom like that. End to end, diagonal corner to diagonal corner. Is that how you say that? Diagonally on the pan. That's it. So I think we've done a nice job. It's looking good. Now this guy's going to get covered up again with this gross towel. Go back inside and have one more rising, this time about 45 minutes, in that same little cozy kind of warm spot. It's all coming together. And after 35 minutes, there's our kid. It's pretty beautiful, isn't it?
It's impressive.
One big giant. So, only 2 things to do before this guy goes into the oven. And here's what it is. 1, we take a little sharp knife And we're going to make cuts in here. And the reason we're making cuts is because as this bakes, if you don't do this, it will crack. You don't really want that. Nice? One more thing. We take a bowl, we crack an egg in. I could not have done that without stupid shell. We add a teeny bit of water to it, like about a tablespoon of water. We beat it. We lightly brush the top to help give us some beautiful browning in the oven. I think it's going to be a handsome fellow when it comes out. I really do. And I hope it's the right size. Nice. Away we go. The bread is in the oven at 350 degrees until golden brown, beautiful, and slightly hollow sounding when you tap the bottom of it. Probably 35 minutes. In the meantime, just throw a couple ingredients together for a sauce that we can baste on the ribs when they're going into the giant McRib. And with Max criticizing my choice in barbecue sauce, you can kiss my ass.
I just think there's so much better.
Don't worry, I like to make this my own. So
what about Sweet Baby Ray's?
you go kiss my ass right now. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm going to put in some Chipotle Peppers minced, about a tablespoon. What is this, like a half a cup of barbecue sauce? A little maple syrup. You don't have to eat this. Actually, I'd rather you not. It'll just be more for me and Chance. A little dark brown sugar. Look how beautiful that is. And last but not least, the rub that we put on top. A little extra just to emphasize the flavors. And, boys, we mix. Look at the whole thing, the smell, the taste, what this is going to be. All right. I don't care what I don't care what Max says. This is ridiculous. And he's not getting any. Too bad. Right, Chance? More for me and more for you. Ribs are about 10 minutes away from coming out. The bread is probably, I don't know, 20 minutes away from coming out. And then everything goes like this. Perfect. Perfect. So after 2 hours, we can expect steam and a lot of liquid in here. Wow. Oh boy. Look how gorgeous they are. They haven't even been sauced yet. I mean, the pan is ugly as sin, but look at, here's what happens. When the meat starts to pull away from the bones, you know that these things should be ridiculously tender. So should we find out?
Hell yeah.
Let's try and get a bone out. That's exactly what you want. You want these guys just slipping right out of the ribs. Ah, perfect. But I'm trying to maintain the integrity of this. What I don't want to do is rip this, and it will rip. Well, if a little meat comes off with it, you might as well try it. That's tender like a baby's bottom. That was creepy. I admit, that was creepy. I don't know why I said that. But the flavor, the rub. No sauce yet. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's continue. I gotta get a special tool. Thank you. Thank you. This ain't just falling off the bone. This is like running off the bone. But it's fun. I got 4 more left on this one. 3 more left on this one. Last one here. Don't rip on me now, buddy. There you go. Beautiful. This is what you want. Talk about tender, man. I mean, it's crazy. The McRib is a preformed patty with rib markings in it. It's not this.
So not ribs.
So it's not ribs. It looks like ribs. Oh my God, that's very, very freaking hot. We're out. Look at the pile. So good, just like that. So good. When I normally do ribs, not to pull the bones out, I cook them for 1 hour and 15 minutes at 350. This is 2 hours. That extra 45 minutes made all the difference, as they say in the barbecue world. So now we're just waiting on the bread. And then, magic time. Well, 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 look what we made. It's beautiful, I am not gonna lie. And honestly, I am so proud of myself, I can't believe it. Look, I know being able to make a loaf of bread is not a massive accomplishment. And in this time of COVID, many people have mastered bread making. Oh, it's hot. But look at it. That's the thing about pushing yourself. When you finally get to the point where you've created something you've not created before, oh my God. And now here's the test. Remember I said, if you tap on the bottom and it's hollow, you're done. The only thing we need to do now is let it cool a little bit, and I don't want to. In fact, all I want to do is just rip off an end, dip it in a bunch of soft butter, and take a bite. Wow. You know what it smells like? French bread. All right, we're gonna do this. I have to cut it, and the pressure is palpable. So this is the thing I don't want to jack up. So, fortunately, I have a good Sam, the cooking guy, 8-inch offset serrated knife to do this with. And somebody say, and we cut.
And we cut. Oh. Angle there.
Is it not good?
No,
Looks good on my side.
I just want you to be careful.
Why'd you say that?
I just want you to be careful.
Shall we?
Yes.
Oh, where are the angels singing? Oh my gosh. It's pillowy. And it smells so good. All right, this won't be easy, but we have to do this. I got these ribs over here. And now since we have that other rack, might as well, right? I mean, why the hell wouldn't we? Oh yeah. Now you know what we do? Now we brush this mother. Gorgeous. You couldn't do this with just the ribs and that dry rub that was on them. You really couldn't. You really needed this part to sort of bring the whole kit together. Uh-oh. Any Mcrib lover knows what comes next. It's only 2 more things, and they're right here. Pickles and white onion slivers. I'm gonna go with pickles first because I think that's what's right. Everybody cool with that? And I'm using dills. I don't know how you could use anything else. And now just a little smattering, because that's pretty much all they have is a smattering of onion. Nothing too crazy. Place them so there's a chance you're getting some in every bite. And when this is done, last thing, only thing left to do, put the lid on and call it a day. And the crowning achievement is this. Oh my goodness. Should we weigh it? All right, so I say we weigh this guy. This goes like this. What we got? 18-inch, 4 pounds Mcrib. Okay, here's what we do. This, oh, I'm so glad nothing's happened to it yet. And then we hold it in place and we cut. God. Look at the pork. The juicy, beautifully cooked pork. The golden, crispy bun on top, soft inside. I think we've done a really nice job here. And you can see that how moist the pork still is. It ain't dried out. 2 hours, it's not dried out. Why? Because we had it covered with foil with that vinegar in there. And now it's time. Just like gleeked inside in just the best way possible. Is what a Mcrib could be. Should be. We made a party Mcrib.
A gourmet party Mcrib.
A gourmet party Mcrib. Wow. The chipotle in the sauce, all that seasoning, and all enhanced when you get a little bite of onion, and pickle. Damn it.